Okay, so yesterday, as I'm recording this, we got this August 2025 developer update thing, and there's some interesting stuff in there, so I thought I'd go through and read it all and I don't know, give my opinions as if as if I know what I'm talking about. I don't. It's just like interesting stuff in it. So I'm not a genius when it comes to this game. But I have opinions and I thought it would be fun to go through them. I've never done this before. I usually just have a skim through and then move on, but there's actually a lot of stuff here. So yeah, we're gonna go through it. Okay. First of all, the slugging reduction update. If a survivor is left in the dying state for a total of 90 seconds during a match, they gain the ability to pick themselves up after fully recovering. Perks won't change and custom games, whatever. I like this a lot. I made a video like, God, 6 months ago now, that was like a bunch of things I would change about DBD, and one of those things was like basically base kit unbreakable, and that's basically what we're getting. I do really like this portion of it. I think like 90 seconds is a long time to just be left on the floor. Like, say a killer slugging for Hatch. I mean, yeah, slugging for Hatch on like the 4K. If you've left me on the floor for 90 seconds and you still haven't caught the other person, like, just let me get up and do something. Like, why am I being left there for that long? Do you know what I mean? I think that's good. Like, you can still slug if you need to, but if you can't get whatever it is you're trying to do sorted in 90 seconds, then sorry, we're getting up. I like that. I did see on Twitter someone posted like a discussion thing. I don't really know where all this stuff is. Where basically they were asked about it, and they were like, the question was, for the anti-slugging, does it unlock the ability to self-pick up forever once you've been down for 90 seconds, or is it a one-time thing? And then they replied saying, if you've been left in the dying state for 90 seconds and self-pick up, the 90-second timer doesn't reset. That means if you're left in the dying state again, you'll be able to pick yourself up again if you fully recover. So basically, once you've waited out the 90 seconds once, after that you can pick yourself up infinitely, well, until you bleed out, as long as you've fully recovered, which, I mean, that makes sense, right? Because you can't, like, wait the 90 seconds too many times. Yeah, I think that's fine. Like, that makes sense to me. Okay, the other things are gradually increases crawling speed for survivors who are left in the dying state. I think that's fine. Like, yeah, cool. It's one of those things. I don't think it was necessary to add that, but it is kind of cool. I'm going to be interested to see how fast we'll actually move. Like, is it going to be tenacity speed, or is it going to be like fucking zooming along the map? I'd imagine it's probably not much quicker than tenacity, but we'll see. Added the ability for survivors to recover while crawling. Recovery now occurs passively with no need to hold a button. I don't know if I like that. Like, it's fine, but I don't know. Okay, no, I think I don't like it. It feels like overkill. Like, okay, like, why are we doing like built-in tenacity? Like, I don't know. It's like fine, and I don't think it will like do too much, but it does feel like overkill maybe. Like, just being able to pick yourself up after a while is enough, and moving faster is like a fun bonus. This is also a fun bonus, but it's like, I think being forced to stay in the position you were to fully before you fully recover and then start moving is like better. I don't really even know why. I just think it's better for this to not be part of it. I mean, we'll see. It probably won't do too much, like, because if you're on the floor for that long anyway, then like you're gonna get quite far anyway, so what is it gonna make a difference that you're moving 30 seconds before you initially would have moved if you couldn't move while recovering? Like, it doesn't really matter, but I don't love it. But like, whatever. The dev note. Okay, when it comes to slugging, we know it can be frustrating if you're on the receiving end of it too often for too long, but we also know that sometimes it's the smart move. This updated system acknowledges this, allowing the killer to slug occasionally when they feel like it's the right call, but will eventually kick in and swing in the survivor's favour if slugging is used excessively. A big part of this is also about making the experience of being slugged more pleasant, as much as being slugged can be, at least. The recovery changes and crawling speed will give you a bit more agency when down, so you aren't just holding a button and waiting for someone to come and save you. I like that. Like I was saying like earlier, literally sometimes it's the smart move, but also at a certain point it's like, bro, like, what are we doing? And like, if I was talking about Hatch or like slugging for the 4K, but if your entire like way you play this game is you slug all 4 survivors, you could still do that. You just have to be really good at the game and get it done quick, or people are gonna just get up. I like that. And I think discouraging that kind of gameplay where you do slug all 4 survivors instead of just playing normally and hooking people is a good idea. Like, yeah, you can still do that if you want to, but it is a bit harder now, and hopefully you're less likely to want to because of that. I like that. Tunneling reduction update. Okay. When a survivor is hooked, their hook status is hidden from the killer. When they're unhooked, there's no notification and their hook status isn't revealed immediately. This is disabled once all generators are completed. Why? Like, why? You know what I mean? I don't hate it, but I'm also a bit like, it's a bit much, innit? Like, okay, so all this other stuff here is when a survivor gets unhooked, they get a bunch of stuff, which I'll read in a second. So that's like, why does it matter if a killer can see the unhook or not? Like, if a survivor is getting all of these things, what difference does it make if the killer can just see that a survivor has been unhooked and see it on the HUD and see the notification? Like, why does that matter if that survivor is like Usain Bolt across the map anyway? Do you know what I mean? I don't know why it would matter. We'll see if it's annoying or not. I feel like it has the potential to be more confusing and annoying than anything else. Like, seeing a delayed thing could give you a false idea of what is actually going on in the match. I guess it depends on how much of a delay it is, but then it's like, if the delay is only 2 seconds, it's like, why do the delay in the first place? Like, just, I don't know. Unhooked survivors gain the following effects for a limited time: haste, endurance, and elusive, which we'll read about in a minute. No collision with other players, both killer and survivor. Immunity to killer instinct and see the killer's aura nearby. These effects are lost when the affected survivor performs a conspicuous action. All these effects, except haste and endurance, are disabled once all generators are completed. I like the elusive thing. So elusive, I'll read it properly later, but it's like no blood and stuff like that. I like that. Like, yeah, that's fine, because it's only for what, 10 seconds? I think that's fine. No collision with other players, I think that's really stupid. Sorry. Like, I know it's a thing that obviously a survivor off hook will body block and stuff, but like, I think that's fine to just let them do that. Obviously, part of this, which we'll get to as well, is if you then if someone gets taken off the hook and then they body block you to get from getting to another survivor, ideally, that's them being like, okay, so come and hook me then, but because of this, it's like, you're gonna get punished if you do that. But I would just say, so slug them then. Like, okay, so now I can't punish body blocking by hooking them a second time like they clearly are asking me to do, or like because they know now that I'm gonna get punished if I do that. So instead I'll just slug them, and that's fine. And then either one of their teammates is gonna have to come and pick them up, or like they're gonna wait 90 seconds before they can get up. So that's still like, even though they're not gaining an extra hook state from that, it's a waste of someone's time, right? And the team are gonna have to decide, okay, do we go and pick them up or do we just leave them and do a gen or whatever it is that we're doing? Yeah, I think losing collision is overkill. It's too much. Immunity to killer instinct and see the killer's aura nearby is fine. These effects are lost when the survivor performs a conspicuous action. Is fine. Like, I would assume that makes it sound like it's an endless amount of haste, endurance, elusive or whatever, but I'd imagine it's just like base kit, like 10 seconds or whatever it is, because the way it's worded, it sounds like they're gonna keep it forever until they touch a gen. Do you know what I mean? But I'd imagine that's not what that means. All these effects except haste and endurance are disabled once all gens are completed. That's fine. Honestly, I'm kind of an advocate for, in endgame, I think haste and endurance off hook should be like half of what it is during an actual match, because what do you need the haste and endurance for other than run into a gate? Like, I play more survivor than killer, so if they did that, it would affect me. Like, it would be bad for me. But I think reduce haste and endurance in endgame would be nice, to be honest. I wouldn't be mad about it. Added a unique effect to the killer hook state UI that indicates the last survivor they hooked. I like that. My memory isn't that bad, so I don't, it's not something I really need. Like, I usually know who I've hooked, but I think, yeah, that's could only be a good thing, right? Especially if they did that without the additional punishments for hooking someone multiple times in a row, then like, it would be a problem, but I think that's fine. After completing a unique hook, the same survivor is not hooked consecutively, killers get the following benefits: bonus damage for the next generator kick, temporary haste status effect, temporarily reveals survivors, think basic kit, barbecue and chili, that have less or equal hook states to the hook survivor. These effects are slightly lessened for various killers, that's fine. These effects are disabled once all gens are completed. I like this, actually, especially the base kit, barbecue and chili. I use this perk basically every match anyway, so just having it base kit, very nice. Obviously it's not exactly the same, but I think that's good. Like, knowing when you hook someone, just knowing where to go next is so nice. So to just have that in base kit, even if it is just only specific survivors, great. Love that. Yeah, temporary haste and bonus for generator's kick is like fine. I'd like, unless the killer is getting like crazy haste and like built-in pop or something ridiculous every time they get a unique hook, then it's like, I think these things aren't that crazy. I'm picturing the temporary haste as being like, you know, sometimes when you run Devour Hope, you get a little bit of haste. I feel like I'm picturing it like that. I don't know if it, which like, I don't really notice on Survivor, so maybe that would be fine. But as killer, I do feel it. I don't know. We'll see. I guess we'll see what the numbers really are for that. I don't play the PTB, so I'll just be watching other people play. Because I don't care about the PTB, but yeah, I'm interested to see how major that is, because it could be major. You kind of want a balance, right, of like, is it worth it then, like, to not tunnel someone because you're gonna get these benefits? Or are you like, well, who cares about the benefits? They're not that good, so I'll just keep tunneling and I'll just eat the gen speed that the survivors are going to get when I tunnel, which I will read now. Added a new effect that disincentivizes... I can't read. Hello? Disincentivizes tunneling. Oh my god. If survivor dies before 6 total hook states, all remaining survivors gain a repair speed bonus for the rest of the trial. If the survivor that was last hooked is sacrificed or killed, generators cannot be regressed or blocked. Crazy. In theory, if a survivor dies before 6 hook states, survivors gain a repair speed bonus. I think in theory that's fine. Like in 2v8 right now, you get a gen repair speed bonus depending on like how well the killers are doing, and I think it's really good. And I have thought, like, could they add that to the regular mode, and how would that really work? Because I think it's like that in 2v8, because 2v8 is less competitive and more just fun, and you want everyone to just like have like a balanced chance at doing well. But like 1v4 is a lot more competitive than that, so it's like, is adding that to 1v4 a bit much? Like, in theory, I don't hate it. So it's like, if you're gonna tunnel early on, is it worth doing that? Like, is the benefit gonna be better to get a survivor out, like, and who cares about the gen speed? Or are you like, no, I'd rather have the haste and all that other stuff and keep all the survivors in the game just for a few more hooks? Like, I guess you have to weigh up if that's worth it. And it probably will depend on the numbers, right? I'm not smart enough to know what specific numbers would be good and what would be bad, but I would imagine it would depend on the numbers. I also think it should depend on the amount of generators that are left. Like, say we're at 2 gens, I've got 3 hooks. I need someone dead. I need someone dead if I'm gonna do even okay at the match. I don't think it's fair if I tunnel someone out at 2 gens and I've only got like 4 total hooks after that tunnel is complete and there's someone dead, that the survivor should get a bonus. Like, you're at 2 gens, bro. I think they should add a bit in there that's like, if survivor dies before 6 total hook stakes, all remaining survivors gain a repair speed bonus for the rest of the trial. Like, only if there's 3, 4, 5 gens left. If there's 1 gen left and I'm tunneling someone out, there's no way, bro, that you're giving the survivors a gen speed repair bonus at that point in the match. That's crazy. Yeah, they need to add something like that, because that's too much. That's too survivor-sided in my, like, as I'm understanding it, that's too survivor-sided. Obviously, it depends how crazy the gen speed bonus is. Like, if it basically gives everyone deja vu, then it's like, is that a lot? I don't know. If everyone has deja vu, that might be a lot. I would add a bit that's like, once you get down to like 2 generators, tunnel who you want, it won't matter. You'll still get your temporary haste and stuff. Or you'll get nothing. All of this stuff cancels out at like 2 gens or something, and nothing will happen. That might be okay. I don't know. They need something. Then it says added the option to enable in custom games. Updated perks, that's fine. Dev note, it's no secret that tunneling can be seen as an efficient way to play for killers. While this can be true, it's also true that the results of this can be frustrating for survivors, leading to trials ending too quickly for some, while leaving others to fend for themselves in a match that is now much more difficult. The intention here is for both roles to feel the benefits and incentives that come from spreading hook states. On the one end, survivors have better opportunities to evade and reset after hooks, while also limiting those tough situations where losing a survivor too quickly causes things to go south quickly and snowball. On the other hand, killers are able to apply more map pressure to push back against efficient teams, covering ground post-hook and strengthening gen regression. Yeah, Oh, also, I didn't mention, if the survivor that was last hooked is sacrificed or killed, generators cannot be regressed or blocked. What? What? Literally, what are you talking about? Like, what are you on about? I don't understand that. So, like, every time you get a kill, gens are... You can't touch a gen as soon as a survivor is sacrificed because... Like, what? I don't understand that. I think it's specifically hooking two people the same person twice in a row, right? So, like, if I hook Meg, that's her second hook. No, if I hook Meg, that's her first hook. I hook Sable, her first hook. I hook Meg, that's her second hook. Then I hook Meg again and she's dead. Then the generators won't be able to be regressed and they won't be able to be blocked. Or is that just any time someone dies, then gens can't be regressed for some reason, because that would be crazy. Either way, I think this is stupid. Like, I think that's dumb. Again, it's overkill. Like, most of this stuff is like, it's kind of like unwritten rules already. Like, yeah, it's an unwritten rule to not just tunnel someone, but like making it written is like, it needs to be so detailed, and it's kind of a lot of information to decide to officially put in the match. Like, all this stuff makes the game less beginner friendly, by the way. Like, as if it wasn't bad for beginners already, this is like making it 10 times worse. Because like, how is Jim, who's just bought the game, gonna know that if he hooks people, the same person twice in a row, that he's like, all the survivors are gonna start zooming through gens? Like, as if survivors don't zoom through gens already. I don't know. I think most of it is fine. Like, killers getting rewarded for hooking different people is good. Survivors getting endurance, haste, and elusive after being unhooked is good. The collision is stupid. Not being able to regress or block gens is stupid. And they need an additional, if you're at 2 gens, then do what you want clause or something, I think. Okay, elusive status effect. Added a new status effect that silences grunts of pain and suppresses survivor aura, pools of blood, and scratch marks. Fine. I like it, to be honest. I also love the picture as like of a little rabbit. I think that's cute. To start, we'll be using this new status effect as part of the tunneling reduction update, but plan to integrate this into relevant existing perks down the road to make their descriptions more streamlined. Arguably, the easiest way to look at this is a survivor version of Undetectable, in that when it's active, you know you're in stealth mode. Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't really have much to say about it, it's fine. Tomes lore update, I don't care about lore, but I know people do, so that's cool. The shape. I don't know how I feel about this. Replaced Evil Within with 2 modes that can be toggled with a button press. Stalker mode, 4.2 meters per second movement speed, undetectable and can stalk survivors. Pursuer mode, 4.6 meters per second movement speed, 24-meter terror radius, increased vault speed, bonuses to lunge range, break speed, and stun recovery, and cannot stalk survivors. I like the idea of the 2 modes, to be honest. I do quite like that. Like, being able to go undetectable at any point in the match rather than just losing it once you get out of tier 1. I think that's cool. And being able to switch between both of them, that's cool. Once the stalk meter is full, Evil Incarnate mode can be triggered at will, granting the following effects for a limited time: 4.6 meters per second movement speed, 40-meter terror radius, and an increased vault speed. Unlock Stalker and Strike ability. Hold the power button to charge this ability, reduce the movement speed. Pressing the attack button while charging to quickly lunge forward, adjusting your angle as you move. The length of the lunge depends on charge time. If a survivor enters the killer's attack range while lunging, they are knocked into the dying state. This ability can also be used to destroy pallets. Unlocks the ability to grab and kill or perform a regular mori on survivors who would die the next time they are hooked. Ugh. I don't like it. I don't think. It's like, Myers obviously, like, can have a tough time sometimes because he doesn't have much going on, but I don't think the solution to that is making him Pig 2.0 or Chucky 2.0 or whatever you would, like, compare this little thing to. I don't think I like it. I love the idea of switching between Stalker and Pursuer mode. I don't love that he just now has a dash thing. What was it called? Stalker and Strike. Yeah, you can call it something different, but like, it's Pig, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's just boring. I don't know how they could have done it differently. Like, keep the 2 modes, Stalker and Pursuer, and then be like, once your stalk meter is full, then they become exposed. I don't know how you would do that. But I don't think doing this lunge thing was the play. It feels a bit boring. Like, how would I do that differently? Maybe the stalk meter doesn't get full. Maybe the stalk meter functions similar to how it already does, right? And once you get to like tier 3, as we know it now, then once you feel, okay, no, listen, okay. It starts at nothing like it already does. and you build it up, you build the full square up, and once you get it full, then you unlock Evil Incarnate and people become exposed like they do already as Myers, right? And then it has a thing and it goes down. I think it would just be better if you had Stalker and Pursuer and then it like functions as it does now in that it goes up. But instead of going from tier 1 to tier 3, you just go from nothing to Evil Incarnate. And once you reach Evil Incarnate, it functions like tier 3 in that you get exposed and it will run out. And then to get it back up again, you go back to like switching between the two modes. So once you're in Evil Incarnate mode, you can't go back to Stalker mode. But then Evil Incarnate will run out, and then after that runs out, you can go back to Stalker and Pursuer. Like, right? So then like Evil Incarnate is like Pursuer plus, basically. I think that would be better than doing whatever the fuck, like, you've done here. Like, once you've got the full meter, you're, like, going about the place, you're tier 3 Myers, you're never undetectable because you're never in Stalker mode. So, like, survivors can never be jump scared by a tier 3 undetectable slow Myers, right? But then once that runs out, you can go back to regular, basically tier 2. Pursuer is basically tier 2, right? And then alternate between Stalker and Pursuer. As like, and then get it back up again. Once you get it back up again, then you're tier 3 the whole time. I would prefer that, to be honest, like a lot. Behavior, get me in the writer's room or whatever you call it. What is the other stuff? Oh, unlocks the ability to grab and kill or perform regular Mori on survivors who would die the next time they're hooked. That's crazy. That's like, okay, so that's built in Tombstone. Like, hello? I like Tombstone playing as and going against, but that's crazy to just have that. I would say keep it just as a regular Mori. If you're in Evil Incarnate and you down someone, then you can instantly regular Mori them. I think the grab thing is crazy, but just the regular Mori is fine. Like, obviously survivors aren't gonna like that because just because someone is downed for a third time, like, you still have the chance between them, the pickup and the hook, to like get a save. So I know some people are gonna be mad that they would lose the ability to like get a save, but I think that's fun. Like, I don't think it's that serious. Like, who cares, right? But being able to literally grab someone is like, okay, that's a bit much. It's a bit much. Although, is it a bit much? Like, does it make a difference, really? Like, grabbing versus... Well, yeah, because... Well, I guess it does make a difference, because, like, you can't Mori a grab, can you? I mean, you can't Dead Hard a grab. You can't off the record a grab. You can... Okay, I would just say get rid of the ability to grab thing and just do regular Moris when you down them, right? It would be, like, it's a shame to get rid of the grab, but, like, you maybe just do an add-on that is... that instead or something. And like, just okay, listen, I would say just do an add-on that is basically just Tombstone where you can Mori someone regardless of what mode you're in. No, I mean not regardless of what mode you're in, regardless of what hook they're on. As long as you have Evil Incarnate, which is basically tier 3, as long as you have Evil Incarnate, you can Mori whoever you want by grabbing them like Tombstone. But then without that add-on, you just do a regular Mori on every survivor who is in the dying state and on their final hook while you're in Evil Incarnate, right? Like, something about the grab isn't it for me. I don't know why, but then it's like, maybe that's not different and I'm just being dramatic. I don't know, I think something about the grab is too much for me, but like the regular Mori is just fine. Because like other killers have exactly that, they don't have the grab and kill instantly thing. Like Vecna, if you have his hand or eye, Pyramid Head if you are tormented or whatever it's called and you're on death hook, he'll just Mori you, but they have to down you first. They don't just grab you and kill you. Like, that feels different, but maybe it isn't actually different and I'm just being ridiculous, right? I don't know. I guess it's only different if you're injured and have Dead Hard, because you can't Dead Hard a grab. Yeah. Those are my messy thoughts on that. Adjusted some of the mechanics of stalking, removed the limited pool of stalk points per survivor. I love that so much. That does make me worry that getting full Evil Incarnate takes a long time, though. Like, if people don't have limited stalk, then it's like, oh, so I can just stalk you infinitely, and then, like, that worries me, but maybe it doesn't matter. I like that, there's no limit of stalk. Reduce stalk range to 32 meters and remove the distance modifier. I don't really know why they've done that, but okay. Like, that feels unnecessary, but okay. Moving while stalking has increased movement speed but incurs a reduced stalk rate. I like that. Like, you can control, well, maybe that's like kind of gonna be a learning curve, because usually when I'm playing Myers and I stalk, I do just walk forward like very slowly. I'll never just stand and stalk unless I'm like trying to be really hidden. So like I think it'll be a bit of a learning curve, whereas like people won't realize that they're moving a lot, and they'll end up stalking less and be like, oh, this is going slow. Then they'll be like, oh, it's because I'm moving. Like, it will take a minute to get used to that, but I think it's fine. Like, whatever. And then reworked his add-ons. That's fine. Dev note: by moving away from linear evil within tiers, we wanted to give players more tools they can use to adapt to each trial's unique situations while keeping the core of what makes him the shape. Slaughter and Strike, it makes for a high threat offensive attack, offering up insta down opportunities with an extended lunge that's particularly effective in loops and for ripping through pallets quickly. Understanding his kit has changed quite a lot. We've done a pass on nearly all of his add-ons, reworking many of them to offer more unique effects. In particular, for those who prefer his old playstyle, Fragrant Tuft of Hair will change Evil Incarnate to function like old Myers, offering an exposed effect and no Slaughter and Strike. Stay tuned for patch notes for the full details on these changes. I love that they're giving us an add-on that basically makes him old Myers. Does that add-on basically make him what I was saying I want him to be? I feel like that add-on basically now then is just infinite tier 3 Myers, right? Because once your Evil Incarnate mode, once the stalk meter is full, Evil Incarnate mode can be triggered at will. So you can just become Evil Incarnate tier 3. So I could just, in theory, stay in tier 3 infinitely as once I've got that filled up and everyone's exposed all the time. Or is it going to run out? Because on the gifts they've got here, there is a bar that's like, it's like going down, which that might be the Evil Incarnate thing. So like once that goes down, you have to re-level up Evil Incarnate, but then it says at the top, once the stalk mirror is full, you can do it when you want. But maybe it's like you can do it when you want, but there is a cooldown and it will, like, there's a cooldown. Maybe that's what that means, right? Fuck the lunge though. I don't like the lunge. I think that's silly. The clown, I don't care about the clown, but increased activation time for Afterpiece Antidote, fine. Increased how long the Afterpiece tonic's hindered effect lingers after leaving smoke. That's fine. I think that's fine. I don't know if it's gonna do much. Although, the Afterpiece taking a bit more time is going to mean killers have to like think about where they're throwing their ball. They can't just throw it at their feet and then gain haste instantly. They'll have to like throw it a bit ahead of them. Like, if they do that, will they get it timed right? Like, we'll see if that makes a difference, I guess. Dev note: we've heard your feedback that the clown's easier to activate haste can make instigating and maintaining chases less interactive for survivors. That, coupled with nerfs to his purple bottles, have pushed players towards this frustrating tactic. To make both bottles feel like viable options without being too oppressive, we've adjusted the values of their most impactful qualities to strike a balance between pre-910 values and live values. Okay, fine. I mean, maybe that doesn't feel like much, but like maybe all clown really needs is the minor adjustment. Like, yeah, fine. The unknown, okay. Low-key, I think I'm an unknown main. Listen, they're probably half the roster I've been like, oh, I think I'm gonna be a main, but I think this is for real this time. Unknown might be the guy for me. Okay, increase the additional time added to weakened when injured by a UVX projectile. I like that. Increased movement speed increased movement speed recovery after teleporting. Obsessed with that. There's an add-on that I will assume has been changed because of this. That like changes how quickly you recover when you teleport, and I use it so often. So that basically being added to like base kit unknown is really nice. I wonder if they're gonna keep that add-on actually, and then just like it'll be like even better because you'll have an even quicker recovery. But either way, nice. Increased camera vertical range, that's fine. Honestly, I've never really noticed that the range isn't that good. But that's cool. And adjusted several add-ons, that's fine. The unknown is largely considered to be fun to play as and against, and we want to preserve that while adapting to the current state of gameplay. We've buffed the UVX slightly while also taking what we learned from the animatronic to allow for orbitals, improving UVX aiming and making for even more fun gameplay. It's also likely no surprise that blurry photo is the most used add-on for unknown, given the importance of speed recovery. That must be the add-on that I use. I don't ever know the names of add-ons, I'm not gonna lie. To help create an opportunity for more add-on experimentation, we've converted a portion of this add-on into a base kit buff while also doing a pass on other add-ons that are due for some adjustments. Okay, I'm excited. I don't think he's gonna feel much different to play, like, to be honest. But like it might be just like small changes that you don't really notice but actually are helping you low-key. We'll see, I'm excited. I'll definitely play him at some point. The Dark Lord. Not a guy I play often. Vampire Form. Slightly reduced Hellfire cooldown. Oh, that's horrible for me. Increased total Hellfire pillars by 1. Hate that. Reduced Hellfire charge movement speed. Oh. So you're slower. Okay. Slightly increased slowdown time after casting Hellfire. Okay. So like he's getting like a smaller cooldown and more pillars, but he's just a slower when he's doing it. I don't mind that actually. That's fine. Wolf Form. Increased pounce attack charge time. Increased scent orb spawn time. Bat Form. Increased movement friction to make flying easier to control. Oh my god. How it's so difficult to like... It's so difficult to just get in a window when you're as the bat. Like, it's crazy. So hopefully that's great. Like, he, like, slides around. It's so odd. The wolf stuff is whatever. I don't play the Dark Lord, so, like, this isn't really, you know, whatever. Dev Note, Vampire Form is slightly less oppressive in short loops, where movement slowdown had less of an impact, and toning down Wolf Form's mobility, which has been outclassed in some dash killers. On the flip side, you'll find Bat Form easier to control entire spaces and can use Hellfire slightly more frequently and reach further with it. Okay, cool. The Ghoul. When grabbing a survivor on the other side of a vault with Kagune Leap, the survivor is released at the start of the Ghoul's vault instead of at the end. Yeah. I think that's good. How much of a difference is that gonna make? Is that gonna make a difference? I mean, obviously it is going to make a difference, but like, is the difference going to be big enough that people are going to stop complaining about it? I don't know. It's one of those things where I won't know if that's good or not until I actually play against it. I don't play Ghoul, but if once I play against him, I'm interested to see if that will make a big difference or not. Because like, that's definitely good, like, for the survivor to be let go earlier. But his recovery is so quick. It's like, how long does it take him to vault a pallet? And not that long. But maybe it is long, and I just don't, like, pay attention. I think that, I mean, we'll see. It's fine. It's a good change for sure. Whether it'll be enough of a change to like fix Ghoul, I don't know. But it is a good change. Oni, hooking a survivor now spawns more blood orbs. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Perk updates. Updated various perks. Okay. Wait, that's all of it. Okay. Overall, I would say I like the slug-in, even though a couple of things are overkill. I like the hook changes to de-incentivize tunneling. I do think they need an extra generator, like, you know, addition to that, where I can tunnel who I want at 2 gens. Like, but other than that, I like, for the most part, it's fine. The collision thing is stupid. Myers' dash is stupid. Yeah, I'm excited to actually play it. I don't play the PTB, but once it's in the live game, in whatever form it ends up getting into the live game, I'm excited to see the changes. It does feel like a good quality of life change, but it also feels a bit hand-holdy and babysittery. Like they're putting so many rules in that at a certain point, like, there's gonna be no, like, oh my god, what's the word? Like, there's gonna be no surprises. That's not the word I was looking for, but like, it's all gonna be like, oh, I have to hook this person, then I have to hook this person. There's like, it might matches have the potential to feel too routine if they put in too many additions like this, but like, I think it's fine for now. We'll just have to see how it goes. But yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna do this with like every update, by the way. This is a big one and I have things to say, and it came out at a time where I have like an hour to just sit and chat. So I don't know if this is going to be a thing I do all the time, but I wanted to do it now because this is interesting. But yeah.